Welcome to Big Blend Radio with your hosts, Lisa and Nancy, editors of BigBlendMagazine.com.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Big Blend Radio. You know, every second Saturday, we love to go to Palm Springs. Who doesn't want to go to Palm Springs? This is a place where we talk about sunshine stays. We do this podcast with the Palm Springs Preferred Small Hotels. It's a wonderful group of independently owned boutique hotels in Palm Springs, Southern California. Come on, we all know Coachella Valley. Palm Springs is famous for celebrities, the Rat Pack, you name it. But really, this group of hotels, it's amazing. Just different architecture, hacienda style, mid-modern mid-century modern, I should say. I'll get it straight. But it's really also a wonderful destination for women travelers, whether you're solo or going with family or friends or lovers, you know? So I want to say, go to this website, authenticpalmsprings.com. And when you're on that site, you can sign up for their newsletter. And the newsletter is really cool. It comes out every month. It's called Boutiquely Palm Springs. It gives you event updates, articles, even sometimes cocktail recipes. You never know what you're going to get. So check that out. But when you're on the site, you can see all kinds of hotels that may suit your travel needs. But today we're welcoming Kimberli Munkres back on the show. How are you, Kim?
I'm doing great. How are you, Lisa?
Doing good. I just have to learn how to say mid-century modern. I'm like, it's mid-modern century, but you know, I'm doing good. Apparently I haven't had my margarita yet. You know, I just feel like, hey, if we're going to talk about women travelers, we get margaritas at some point, right? We need to.
Absolutely.
I know we're recording this real early in the morning too. And we're both like, really? But yeah, at some point we'll want it. But, you know, I love talking about women travels because I know a lot of women who travel solo. And of course, there's, you know, women lovers and partners, and there's moms and daughters, there's friends. What about like for bridesmaids and when they have, you know, the bridesmaids parties and do you get that a lot in Palm Springs?
We do. We have a number of really beautiful, very small hotels. You know, hotels that have like, you know, 9 rooms or individual casitas, you know, 9 or 12. So they're perfect for bachelorette parties, girlfriend gatherings, and you can do a buyout of the whole property. So you have everybody at the same place and no one else there. The Marley and the El Cid are 2 hotels that are just wonderful for that. Same with the Monkey Tree. The Monkey Tree is an extraordinary mid-century modern property
cool.
that has been impeccably, and I mean impeccably restored. It was restored by an architect by the name of Kathy Friedel, and she's a specialist in mid-century modern architecture, and she restored that hotel down to the last accessory. It is amazing. I've stayed there, and it is the perfect place. Like if you want to do a weekend getaway with a bunch of girlfriends or a writer's retreat.
Ooh. Everybody
Everybody would have their own amazing room to stay in, and it's just great. The Marley and the El Cid they also do buyouts. You know, you could even do things like hire a private chef to come and cook for you. I mean, they are just amazing properties for gatherings.
One thing I was looking on now the Monkey Tree, we want to go there because, you know, we have Priscilla, our sock monkey. She's our travel mascot. And so she needs to go swing from the palm trees there. But I was looking that the hotel also has the area's first Scandinavian spa and a sauna and a hot tub and a cold plunge. Like seriously, I'm not sure about doing the cold plunge. I'm not sure about that. But I know people do it and I go, power to you.
Yes,
I might need it, you know, after all the heat we've been experiencing on our travels lately in the Southeast. But I know, you know, spa day is something that women relish, you know, because we're all hard workers and, you know, parents, you know, spa days are good days for ladies.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, you have that sort of Scandinavian setup at Monkey Tree. It is not a traditional spa in the sense that you can't get manis and pedis and things like that,
Hmm.
but you can. The hotel will arrange for you to bring them in massage therapists and people to come onto the site and create its own mini spa. Then you can take advantage of the sauna and the cold plunge and things like that.
Mm.
Another uh, really great place is La Horizon. They have a beautiful spa setup. That this is a very exclusive, beautiful, high-end hotel. It's a Steve Herman property,
Ooh, it's
so you know
beautiful.
everything is going to be absolutely top notch. And their spa services are just exquisite.
Oh,
Um, and then there's a beautiful old kind of in the Spanish Mission style right downtown. And it's the Andreas Hotel and Spa. And
ooh.
I've actually toured their spa extensively. That is, oh my gosh, it is so beautiful.
And they have a full bar with poolside
And they
drinks
have
and food. I'm just saying.
absolutely, they are
Ooh.
everything there. And I have to tell you, the location of that hotel is perfect. It's right downtown, but when you're in the hotel, it's as if you're in a completely different world. So you can walk
Yeah.
everywhere, get everywhere, see everything you want to see, come back to the hotel and be absolutely pampered, hang out by the pool. It's what you think of when you think of the old hacienda style hotels. It's
Yeah, it
just,
reminds me of Mexico. Like you could be,
yeah,
downtown Tijuana and there's like these, magical oasis of hotels that you don't realize walking down the street until you open the door. Like, that courtyard is always that thing, those interior courtyards. And this one with having the pool, so your rooms are all around it. I mean, where you could just hang out and then also just, have the spa, like you're saying, the spa experience. One thing you were talking about, the hotels, bringing in, massage therapists for you and things like that. I wanted to ask because I know a lot of times, like a bed and breakfast will help you with, hey, you want to go here? Let me call my friend over there. They do this tour guide. I know this person here. Is that what it's like staying in this kind of group of hotels because they're all independently owned? You want to do your We talk about this every time, but do the reservations directly with the hotel, because then you can make amendments and change. Like, hey, I've got another lady joining us in our group, and maybe move rooms around for it or something. But do the hotels assist a little bit with those kind of arrangements, at least with giving some recommendations?
absolutely. The great thing about these hotels is they're staffed by locals. So
Oh, okay.
the majority of the hotels, especially with some of the hotels offer uh, virtual check-ins and things like that, but they have a lot of access to resources. But the majority of the hotels have somebody on staff, and the people on staff can direct you to really great hidden gems in town. So if you really want to know, like, truly the best place for sushi, or a hiking trail that may be, a little bit off the beaten path, every single one of these hotels can really help you find what you're looking for. For example, the Alcazar, they have a top-notch staff, as does the Santiago, the Descanso, Twin Palms, Villa Royale. A number of these hotels just have amazing staff. And I mean, even if it's something as simple as where can I just get a slice of pizza, not a whole pizza, they can direct you to the best places in town. And a number of these hotels have, Palm Springs is a very diverse community. So they can really tell you, which are the best drag shows, where where the gay bars are, where the boys are, where the girls are. They can kind of direct you to, things that in places and experiences that maybe not everybody would know.
Right. And that's the thing. I think, especially if you're a solo traveler, and sometimes, we can do it because we work in between too, right? So I know a lot of people are working remotely poolside in Palm Springs. So, that to have someone guide you so that you feel safe and welcome. That's the thing. I think as a solo traveler, you don't want to feel on edge. And Palm Springs is not a place you need to feel on edge. I'm just saying. Pretty chilled out.
I travel quite a bit solo, and Palm Springs for a solo woman traveler is really very welcoming. There are a number of hotels. I wouldn't say they cater to solo women travelers, but they have a lot of them because, word gets out. So the Talavera, which is run by April Smith, is a property that a lot of women go to. It's a small property. It's beautiful. It's like stepping into this quiet, peaceful garden that is just, I can't even tell you how lovely it is. It's just, it's like something you would find, on a movie set or something. It's so beautiful.
Well, I think you said the gardens too, and I think that's something important. Like we all have a nice garden,
Yeah, they really, it's got a lot of, little places to be. The Alcazar on the north end in the Arts District is another hotel that sees an awful lot of women travelers, lesbian travelers, solo women travelers. It is run by Robert Hunt. He's the general manager there. And I stay there a lot just to get away. I mean, it was in walking distance of some of the best restaurants in town. Cheeky's and Burba is right on site, and Cheeky's is
I want to go anywhere that's called Cheeky's. I'm in.
Okay, so Cheeky's, get this, they have bacon flights. What? Which means they have these, like, for breakfast, you can get bacon, strips of bacon with different flavors on them. Are you
kidding me? Why isn't Nancy on this call right now? She would flip. Are you telling me this even before I've had my breakfast today? Kim.
Absolutely. And let me I will tell you, I eat at Cheeky's regularly. It is, they locally source their food. It's part of the F10 Creative Group, which is owned by Tara Lazar, who's an old part of the Palm Springs, an old Palm Springs family. The quality of the food there is amazing for breakfast. I have never, ever had a bad meal there. There's a reason during the high season why the line for Cheeky's goes down the block. But in August, now, here it is in summertime, it's much easier to get in because you don't have the crowds. You can usually pop in really, quickly. And when you're staying at the hotel, you're just right there. And I'm not kidding. Breakfast at Cheeky's is always a highlight of every trip. So when you're a woman traveler, you can just pop down, have breakfast, be done, get on your way. I would say another really great hotel for women travelers is La Maison. Oh, this is a beautiful hotel. And in fact, it used to be the Bee Charmer. Do you remember the movie Fried Green Tomatoes?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, it was it's an iconic lesbian film, right? And so two women years ago started a hotel for women, lesbian women, called the Bee Charmer. It is now a general property, so anybody can go there. But that it's so cool because there's like this wall, a wall that surrounds the property, and it's all covered in green, and there's just a little door, and you go through that door and you step into a different world. It is wonderful.
Oh, I want to go. Wow.
And I'll tell you, swimming in their pool at night, usually you're like the only one in there, and it is amazing.
Do they have twinkly lights? Do they have twinkly lights?
They have twinkly lights everywhere. I mean, it's magical. It is just a magical, magical place. And one of the things I love about Palm Springs hotels is especially these small ones, is I cannot think of a single exception to this. They all have rooms around an open courtyard. So you're not in elevators, you're not have long hallways looking for your room. So your rooms just open out onto, these beautiful courtyards, usually with gorgeous gardens. It's so lovely.
And you know what? As we go from summer into fall, there's this magical desert time that happens. There is the wind time. There is the wind season in certain times and everything. But then you go to your room, and have another experience. But there's this, and that's what cocktails are for in restaurants and things. So, go see a show while the wind is blowing. But there is that magical desert air that you want that, you can't get anywhere else other than these unique desert, areas. And that I love that, where you can have that outdoor feeling. It just makes, because it goes with the desert sky that is so massive and wide and open, right? And when you can open your door and you're part of it immediately, in that you're part of that sunrise and sunset and that whole feeling. I love it. But I wanted to ask you, because you were talking about that, the Beach Charmer, and them being a strictly lesbian hotel. Are there specifically lesbian hotels in Palm Springs? Because I know there's gay men's, hotels and resorts. And I remember talking to, we did that one show on Pride Month and saying, okay, so why is it like, okay, men only kind of thing? What about the women? Or does this, what's happening with that? Does society just go, okay, you're women, we we accept you more?
Well, a funny thing happened about 30 years ago, and that was that women started nesting. The spur banks opened themselves up, and so women started having families, and they didn't travel as much, So when they were traveling, they were, traveling more with their kids and things. So there are currently no hotels in Palm Springs that are that cater strictly to lesbians. However, some of the hotels, like the Talavera, like Dive, like La Maison, like Alcazar, they have a strong following amongst women. And so while I can't say they're 100% women only, I can say they really nurture and take care of their women guests in wonderful ways. And they're just such beautiful places. I can't even say enough about them. The location of the Talavera it's really easy. They're just a couple blocks away from the museum and from downtown. So you're kind of right on the edge of all the action, but it's safe to get back and forth.
That's nice.
Yeah. It's really, really, another hotel that I think is really great for women is Villa Royale. And, then there's also Azure Sky.
Oh, I just love Azure Sky. Ooh, yeah.
I know. And let me tell you, that hotel has been recently restored. It is beautiful. The rooms are gorgeous.
Oh, wow. I'm at that.
The staff is amazing. They have a bar on property just for guests. So, you can, have, it's a full functioning bar. They have a margarita machine. It's just, it is really a beautiful,
it's got a nice
hotel.
balance of contemporary yet comfy. You know what I mean? Where it's not
Yeah.
overdone to where you're not comfortable. Like you feel like, oh my gosh, I better take a shower with each step I take in the room. You know what I mean? That kind of
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah.
They've got a really nice balance. I'm having fun doing this interview because we're skipping from one hotel to the next, and I'm like, okay, can I check in now? Where's the bacon? I want the bacon at Cheeky's, but I think this is really important to talk about because our world is changing again in this country in regards to just women's rights and things like that, and as things change and sometimes not in the more positive way, and everybody's got their own thing and opinion, and I'm not here to be political. I'm just saying that safe spaces are important in tourism. And at one point, I mean, you know, hotels would have to wave a flag and say, hey, we're welcoming. And sometimes that would create a rift in the tourism community in a town. And
Yeah.
to have a place where the whole community is open and welcoming to a diverse group of people, like you're saying, I mean, of everyone, I think is incredibly special and should not ever be overlooked because it's not that way everywhere. We travel full
Yeah.
time, and I'm here to tell you it is not that way. And we need more places like this. And I think that when you work really hard and you want to have something, make memories, and feel special, the last thing you want to worry about is whether or not you feel welcome in the place that you're putting your hard-earned money into. Are you funding a
Right.
place that cares and is welcoming, or are you, excuse me, here's your cake back? Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm not getting
Well,
political.
but I
Just
think
saying.
that's one of the things that's very distinctive about Palm Springs and these small hotels. They are incredibly inclusive. They take the safety and well-being of their guests very, very seriously.
Mm.
And I think, I mean, I don't want to be too general, but in general, I'm going to say it anyways. People who are attracted to boutique hotels are people who tend to be open-minded and
Mhm.
interested in new experiences
Because
and
it's
meeting a
intimate.
diverse
Yeah.
people. Right,
Yeah.
because when you're talking about a hotel that only has 10 rooms, maybe 30 rooms, if it's a larger, boutique hotel, I mean, these are intimate spaces. And, you can be as reclusive or engaged as you want. One of the things we have on our website is we have basically a vibe finder. So if you're looking for a hotel that's, kind of more social, you can go on there and, look for hotels that have that quality. If you are looking for more of a quiet retreat, you can find that. If you're looking for something that's like a romantic getaway, there are hotels that fit that. And sort of that vibe finder search capability is really great. We also have a way to search by architectural style. So if you're really into contemporary hotels, you can find that on our website. And when you use our website to find a hotel and you hit that Book Now button, it goes directly to the hotel. We are not a third-party platform. So you get moved right into that hotel's booking system. You're able to book directly, and you're able to immediately start establishing a relationship with the hotelier. I also want to say we have a change happening in Palm Springs, and I'm very excited about it. A number of our hotels are becoming members of the Stash Rewards system.
Oh, that's
Stash
cool.
Hotel Rewards, which, as you know, the big chain hotels have their rewards programs, right? And rewards programs are really expensive for a small hotel to manage on their own. So Stash Rewards allows people to sign up, and you can stay in boutique hotels all around the world and get your rewards points that can be applied towards future room stays. So we have been working with Stash Rewards to sign up more hotels. and we expect to have about a dozen of them in the next couple months. They're in the process of onboarding. And so maybe towards the end of the year, we can talk about that. I can have somebody from Stash on your show, and we can talk about all the cool things that are going on and what hotels are participants. But that is a great way. And so if you're not a member of Stash Rewards, you need to go to their website and sign up, because you will have access to really cool boutique hotels all over the world. And for people who love boutique hotels, it's a great program.
I agree. I think the boutique hotel people and B&Bs, it's all kind of, it's about having that intimate experience. Like you say, you can still go, hey, I just don't want to talk to anybody, have that moment. But it's very unique, memorable experiences with some quality and attention to detail, architecture. It's just, there's always a backstory to the property. It's about meeting the hoteliers too and the staff. Like you're saying, it's part of it. I know people go to the same restaurant every day just to say hi to the staff, and they know him and care about him. Can I just bring up that I want to go to the Float Hotel? It just looks like a really good idea right now to float in this pool. I mean, it's really, when you get on the site, how many hotels do you have? I mean, there's like something for everyone on here.
Oh yeah, we have between 70 and 80 hotels open at any one time, and they're all independently owned and operated. We have a couple hoteliers who own multiple properties. April Smith owns her group, the Mariners Group, own Dive and the Talavera. Both of those properties are beautiful properties. I mean, just Dive is, think about being like on the French Riviera, like in the 40s. So when you walk onto the Dive property, it's like that. You just immediately slide into this blissful state of existence. I love that hotel. They have some rooms at that hotel that you will never find anywhere else. They're just amazing. We have a really gorgeous property. It's probably the oldest operating hotel in Palm Springs, called Casa Cody. It's run by the Casetta Group, and I've taken a number of women's writing groups there. They have 2 swimming pools. They have this beautiful old hacienda that you can rent. It's very chill. They have like a little restaurant, coffee shop, and wine bar in there.
Cute. It's cute. I'm looking at it now. It's historic too. I mean, this is like you were saying. Yeah. I mean, it's also what the family. It goes back to Hollywood pioneer Harriet Cody, cousin of Buffalo Bill. No way.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like, this is cool. Wow, this has got some history. That's the other thing. I mean, Palm Springs history is really, I mean, that's the beauty of staying at these kind of hotels, is there's stuff like that. Like, hey, Buffalo Bill's relatives built this. Like, I want to stay there. I want,
Oh yeah,
because of that. Yeah.
Well, like then you have hotels like the Willows, which is this beautiful, elegant kind of house that is just stunning. Albert Einstein used to stay there. The Monkey Tree that I talked about earlier, JFK used to stay there with, Marilyn Monroe, the
Marilyn and the Monkeys. I shouldn't say that. Marilyn and the Monkeys. It sounds like a good band. Sorry.
But, a lot of famous people would come out and stay for weeks at these places. And it's really beautiful.
The Hollywood, you had the Movie Colony Hotel. This is just, Oh, we have to do a whole show on famous, people that in Palm Springs hotels. Boutique hotels.
Oh, absolutely. We've got rumors galore.
Oh, we want the gossip, right? That's key. In between eating, a flight of bacon. we need to do. I still can't believe that you can get a flight of bacon. Seriously.
Only at Cheeky's.
I like Nancy didn't hear that, and I want to surprise her when we come to Palm Springs. I want to surprise her with a flight of bacon and just photograph her face when she sees
Oh,
it
yeah.
actually appear, because she'll do anything with bacon. Like, you know, that's a thing. And don't you think also for women, especially when they're traveling solo and there's so many people that do just to get away and who enjoy even going out to dinner on their own. I know that's one of your vibes too, right? Just be chilled, relaxed. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but then there's also where you do want to be with your clan of people. So you want to be able to, break the diet, break that, you want the bacon. We're going to have that extra cocktail you're not supposed to, and have fun without anybody telling you what to do. You know,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
thing. I don't think women want that ever. Don't
Well,
ever tell
that's
any
the
woman
thing
what to do.
about having so many hotels. You know, you can pretty much find a hotel with any kind of atmosphere you want, from super chill and quiet to, hey, let's hang out and talk and party. I mean, we run the full spectrum,
Hmm.
and it's, everybody's different, but all these hotels are different.
Yeah.
And, it's great just to, you know, travel around and see different people, have different experiences. Whenever I like to tell people, when you're staying in a Palm Springs hotel, one of these boutique hotels, you are literally staying in somebody's dream,
Hmm.
because it's people, the people who've started these hotels and are running these hotels followed their dreams into the desert, and they created these experiences for
Hmm.
other people to have. And it's
Hmm.
just magnificent. I had a writer once tell me that she felt like because she stayed at several hotels. She's a travel writer, and she
Hmm.
stayed at several different hotels in Palm Springs. And she said, like, she felt that the hotels were like characters in a story. They were so
Agreed.
different and
Yeah.
so unique. And I just love that.
Yeah. Because the thing too is, like, when you're saying these individual, these hoteliers are coming in, and even if they, have more than one property, they understand the history of that property and preserving that, and also the sense of place. So you
Yes.
don't want Palm Springs to not be what Palm Springs is as an identity, and being that welcoming of diverse people, and just, and also preserving the art. There's so much quality of life that goes with Palm Springs and the region, but Palm Springs is Palm Springs. I know you're in Coachella Valley and there's other areas around it, but Palm Springs is iconically Palm Springs. It is not to be confused with Palm Desert. Palm Springs is Palm Springs. It is
Yes.
different. Um, and now I'm going to get emails, but it's okay. But the thing is, when you have these properties, it's making individual statements, and this is this history, and this is why this person planted this plant here. I mean, I know hoteliers who started off independent, ended up in a chain, and had to get out of the chain because the chain wanted them to pull up their mother's roses, and they're the ones who, you know, this is the
Started
this
the
historical
hotel.
family. Yeah, the start of
Yeah.
the hotel. These roses are like antique roses from like 1915, 1920. No, you can't have a rose garden here, and you're the owner of the property. Like, you can take that, and who as a guest doesn't want some roses?
Yeah.
So there's all kinds
Yeah.
of things that happen on that. The franchise side is not the same, like with this kind of thing where someone planted that tree for a reason, and
Yeah.
it's just, I mean, I know that's getting down to, like, nitty gritty things of a place, but it really does have a legacy. And that's when you're talking about these characters. Yeah, each hotel has a legacy, and the people that
Exactly.
go there are part of it. The people that visit are part of it, not necessarily always the famous people we're talking about. Everybody knows when someone, a repeat guest is just as special as a celebrity guest, a guest that comes in and experiences for the first time, just as important when you have that attention to detail and customer service, which I think the world is also really craving, is excellent customer service. That is key, that hospitality. So
Yes.
I love it. I'm ready to go to Palm Springs.
Absolutely. And the weird thing is if you're somebody who doesn't like to engage with anybody, there are a number of hotels that now offer virtual check-in and virtual concierge services. You don't ever have to see anybody. But the majority of the hotels offer, and a lot of the younger generation prefer that. But most of the hotels offer a very personalized, welcoming experience, and they're happy to see you, genuinely happy to see you. So we'd love to have you and your listeners come to Palm Springs, hang out with us.
We're going to party. When we come to Palm Springs, we might get kicked out. I don't think so, but you never know. But I do want to just go back to that, that check-in without customer service, or anybody, welcoming you and everything. I was always pretty against it. And then obviously in COVID, it was like, okay. Then now I'm also realizing that for someone going through medical treatments, or maybe not feeling like they want to talk to anyone because they're not feeling good or looking good, at that stage of a treatment, because a lot of people will go on like a retreat just to heal and be away from people. If they're not feeling great, they just want to go where they can push a button and room service is at the door. Just leave me alone. I need to be away, and even plastic surgery and things like that. Right. And so sometimes that contactless thing is good when you're in that kind of, situation. So that's something, because I know a lot of people who travel medically, like for things, or just, I'm going through this. I'm not going to be with screaming kids around me. And you know what I mean? I want to do this on my own or something. Everyone's a little different with, medical stuff, but I've realized the value of that through some friends recently. I was like, oh, okay, don't be so against it just because of your own thoughts,
Yeah.
Okay.
No, there's,
okay.
Different people prefer different things. And so, there are hotels in Palm Springs. It's not a huge percentage, but, it's a percentage that do offer that virtual access. But most of the hotels do have staffing for normal business hours, and it's quite lovely. So.
Yeah, everyone, the website again is authenticpalmsprings.com. Again, sign up for their Boutiquely Palm Springs newsletter. It comes out once a month. We are here every second Saturday on bigblendradio.com. You can also find us on YouTube. And to follow the Palm Springs Preferred Small Hotel Association, if you to connect with them on social media, because they're always posting all kinds of hotels, and you're like, ooh, I didn't know that was there. That's every time I see it, I'm like, ooh, I want to jump in that pool. You can follow everyone at Palm Springs Stay on social media like Facebook and Instagram, all of those places. But thank you so much, Kim. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show. We look forward to next month.
Always, Lisa. Thank you for having us. We just love hanging out with you for an hour every month.
Well, we do too. Now we just want some bacon and margaritas. Okay. That's it. Avocado toast. Can I have avocado toast with the bacon and a Bellini? I'm just thinking that sounds like a mimosa.
I don't know about the Bellini, but I think they do have the mimosas.
I'm in.
I'm not sure. I'll have to double check and get back to you on that.
Yeah, someone has to come up with a breakfast margarita. That's what has to. Oh, Bloody Mary will do. We can do that. That sounds good. All right.
But I can guarantee you the avocado toast and bacon flight. So.
Oh my God, I'm craving that. Yep. We will see you when we come out west. Thanks again, Kim. Thank you all for listening as well here on Big Blend Radio.
Thank you.